First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX and WIBX950.com.
Looks like you need a vacation. Enter the 5-Hour Energy Where Will the Tide Take You sweepstakes. You could win a $10,000 dream beach vacation. Imagine jet setting off to a tropical paradise, having fun in the sun, or diving at a gorgeous reef. It's up to you. No purchase necessary. Go to 5HETide.com for official rules and to enter. That's 5HETide.com. Enter today. Ends June 30th, 2024.
On the line right now is Dr. Kent Hall from MVHS. He is the Chief Physician Executive, and he is on the line right now. Doc, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Were you inspired to become a doctor by watching Star Trek? I hope not.
No, I was.
Okay.
However, I did watch Star Trek, but I actually wanted to be a doctor before I even watched Star Trek. I've wanted to be a doctor since I was like 9 years old.
That's awesome that you were able to follow through and do that and know so early. That's really cool.
I was hoping you would have replied, "Damn it, Bill, I'm a doctor, not a radio personality."
Although he's becoming quite the...
Yes, you've become very good at it.
All right, let's start with Angelo. Describe your situation. I'm sorry, he's going to try to save a copay today, Doc.
This is our daily tick update here.
It is that season they say is going to be really bad when it comes to
There's been an
ticks.
uptick.
You have had, Angelo, you're not roaming through the woods or anything like that?
No.
And
I seldom roam through the woods.
He got a tick somewhere out of the blue. He got a tick yesterday.
So ticks can exist. They don't just exist in the deep woods. They exist everywhere. So if you're out, gardening or even just doing lawn work, and you've got some bushes in there, then you can certainly be exposed to ticks, and they can jump on for a ride.
You could have even walking into the building across the.
I think I got it in Andrew's booth. I think I got it in the booth here.
Probably in there, yeah. Tick infested. Okay, now, we're looking at this thing, and he just showed us a picture of it, and it's gotten worse, very red. That would make you maybe believe that
I really hope my father isn't listening to
that
this.
would make you believe that maybe there's still something inside that he didn't get out?
So it could be. It can be very different depending on how long the tick has been on you and how well it's attached itself. If it's they burrow. I don't know if you want to hear this or not, but they actually burrow their heads into the upper layers of your skin, and their mouth parts actually attach pretty hard, which is why it is very difficult to get them off. You have to basically try and get right around the head, and then with constant pressure bring it up, because if you pull too hard, you actually pull their head off.
Yeah, and then there's a chance the head's still in your skin. That's your problem.
So what's the chance of amputation here, Doc? I mean, what's his percentage here he's looking at?
Okay, enough.
I don't think that I've got a picture of the tick. Also, the head is still on the tick from what I can tell. Also, I just swiped my leg because I thought I didn't realize that was a tick, and it flew right off.
Maybe it was a bite and not a burrow.
So beyond all of this, because he wouldn't know without even seeing you, but Doc, can you talk about some of the? Obviously, not every tick carries Lyme disease, but it can be a problem. And what are some of the symptoms that people go through with Lyme disease?
Yeah, so the tick that carries Lyme disease is the deer tick. And there are obviously other ticks. There's dog ticks, and there's there are a lot of different ticks, and not every deer tick is infected with the Lyme bacteria. So it is a fairly high percentage, and the percentage is growing, unfortunately. So when the tick attaches, the current thinking is that basically the tick needs to be on probably for around 24 hours, although that's not a magic number, but it needs to be on for a period of time. It's not like for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And it transmits the bacteria to you. It needs to be on for a period of time. So once that happens, initially, usually in the first 12 to 24 hours, you don't get much of anything. A little bit of local reaction, a little bit of redness where the tick bite is, which is not really related to the infection. It's really related to just the irritation from the tick bite itself. starting at around 24 hours or so, what you will notice in a lot of cases, but not all of them, is that you'll start to see a red area develop around where the tick bite is, and then the central part will clear. It's called a bullseye lesion, and that usually starts around 24 hours. It can grow in size over several days. And that is the first indication that there is most likely an infection with the Lyme disease bacteria. Usually that can be treated very quickly. It's basically a single dose of an antibiotic, and you're doing fine. Sometimes it needs to be a 5-day course, but that should resolve it. If you get into where it was not initially treated, then you can get serious secondary problems related to Lyme disease, and they can affect your nervous system. It can affect your heart. It can affect your joints. I would say that your joints are probably number one in terms of the commonness of symptoms, but certainly the ones we get most concerned about related to the heart. It can cause an inflammation of the heart, and also it can cause problems with your brain and your spinal cord.
Angela, you hung up on that person. That's not. You got to answer that. Nope. Yep, there you go. Okay, interesting stuff, and I think that the reality is there is a benefit to wearing off or whatever those brand things are to prevent yourself from being because you don't want to get down that road if you don't have to.
No, so you should. So what I would recommend, and really, again, I go back to what we were talking about earlier. This is, if you're outside and you're doing gardening. So if you go for a walk and you're on a sidewalk, then it's really not an issue. But if you're out gardening or doing lawn work, and certainly if you're going into the woods, number one, you should make sure that you're wearing protective clothing that really covers you. I go so far as to actually tuck my pants into my socks so that there isn't any way for things to get in. And then once you get home, you should really take a good look at yourself, as much or have somebody help you with that, to make sure that there isn't one that might have gotten like on the back of your neck or in the waistband of your pants or something like that, because they're very small. Ticks, when they before they feed, the deer tick especially is about the size of a head of a pin. It's a very small thing. Once it feeds, it actually grows to probably 5 times its size, which still is not big, but relatively speaking, it is.
And that's when you'll see it. Yeah. Okay, and then we'll wrap with where your numbers are in terms of COVID.
Yeah, so we're doing great. As of this morning, I got the numbers this morning. We have 3 COVID positive patients. So
wow.
it's a very good indication that we're keeping this at bay.
Lowest number since September.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, Doc, we appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we'll do that. I haven't figured out the complete schedule yet, but I know we're going to do it again sometime soon. So thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Please be safe.
All right, you do the same. Dr. Kent Hall from MVHS.